marvelous fourth graders. It is Maestra Julia here, ready to quiz you on your knowledge of decimals. Are you ready? Are you awake? Have you had your coffee yet today? I hope not. That's bad for children. Let's jump in, practicing identifying decimals. Now, here I'm going to show you a picture, and I want you to ask yourself before I reveal the answer, which one would you choose? Because you're going to be doing this on a quiz right after this video. So this is your chance to test your knowledge and see if you've got this down. Here we're going to count how many itty-bitty squares we see. If you count up all those pink squares, how many are filled in? There are 73. So the decimal way of writing that would be 0.73 or 73 hundredths. Now you could write that 0, but you don't have to, just so you know. Let's go on to another one. How many do you see here? Which decimal number is illustrated? Here we've got 43 squares filled in. So we would write 43 hundredths. What about this one? Here we don't see itty-bitty squares, we see whole strips filled in, those little striplets. So how many tenths do you see? 5 tenths. So we would write 0.5. What about this one? Now we've got whole units filled in. I see 1 whole unit, 2 whole units, and a few more. So we're going to say 2. What? You'd be right if you guessed 2 78 hundredths. Just a couple more, guys. What decimal number is illustrated here? 1, 2, 3, and how many? Here we've got 68 filled in, so we would say 3 68 hundredths. What about this one that's broken into striplets? How many holes do you see filled in? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1/10. So we would write 5 1/10. What about this one? What decimal number is illustrated here? Well, let's start by counting up how many tiny squares we have filled in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But if you take a second to notice these answer choices, there are 2 answers that have 5s in them. And chances are, more than one student is going to get a little tripped up by this. So I want to show you a quick tip that might help you. And that is money, honey. Chances are you've seen decimals already when you look at the price of things. So let's break this down really quickly. Here I'm showing you all the different money pieces. $1, a quarter, a dime, a nickel, and a penny. Now $1, of course, is 1. We would write $1 or 1.00 to show that there are no cents. 25 cents we would write as 0.25. 10 cents we would write as 0.10. And 5 cents we would write as 0.05. And 1 cent we would write as 0.01. Now we know that a penny is worth 1 cent, but how many pennies does it take to make $1? 100. So we could think of a penny as 1/100th of a dollar. That's why we would write it as 0.01. We would write a nickel as 0.05 because it's like it's 5/100ths of a dollar. A dime would be 0.10 or 1/10 because it's 1/10 of a dollar. And a quarter would be 0.25 because it's 25/100ths of a dollar. Now let's go back to that problem and see if that helped you notice something about this. Thinking about money, does this look like 50 cents to you or 5 cents? Remembering that that dollar would be a whole unit filled in. You'd be right if you said this looked like 5 pennies, 5 cents, or 5/100ths of a dollar. Let's look at one more question today, this time looking at money. How could we write this amount of money as a decimal? Take a second to look. A lot of these have the same number choices in the answer. Remember, we've got 1 whole dollar, and here we've got 36 cents. So you would write that as 1 36 hundredths, or $1.36. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day and that you do a great job on your quiz. Be sure to reach out to your teacher if you have any questions at all. Take care, everybody. Bye.